The gentlelady from South Carolina, Mrs. Biggs, for 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, Chairman Green, for holding this important hearing today, and thank you to all of our witnesses for your testimonies. I believe that while cybersecurity vulnerabilities affect all communities, the unique challenges faced by South Carolina's 3rd District and similar rural communities around the country make us particularly vulnerable and disproportionately impacted by cyber attacks. So I've heard from electric co-ops and wastewater system operators as recent as yesterday in my office and other utility providers that serve hundreds of thousands of my constituents. It is evident that a key component of these challenges is the limited availability of a local, readily accessible professional cybersecurity workforce. Providers in rural areas like in my district, Greenwood, Newberry, Abbeville, Oconee, and McCormick, they frequently lack the funding necessary to implement robust cybersecurity infrastructure and training. Furthermore, they struggle to attract and to retain qualified cybersecurity professionals who are often drawn to larger urban centers with more lucrative opportunities. So with this combination of limited resources and a shortage of skilled personnel, it leaves our rural communities particularly vulnerable to malicious actors seeking to exploit their digital weakness. So because of the heightened vulnerability of rural communities and critical infrastructure sectors to cyber attacks, I find the Cyber Pivot Act's emphasis on placing cybersecurity interns in these areas particularly compelling. So this focus addresses a critical need, bridging the cybersecurity skills gap where it's most acutely felt. As a proud original co-sponsor of this legislation, I believe that the strategic placement of these individuals represents a promising approach to strengthening our nation's cybersecurity resilience, particularly in the areas that need it most. So in addressing Mr. Jones, from your perspective, what critical hands-on skills can entry-level talent learn from interning with a utility company like those in your co-op? And the second question I'd like to tag on to that is, in return, how can interns provide value to your workforce?
Congresswoman, thank you for the question. And you summarized a lot of our concerns very well. So, yes, so internship opportunities, I think the skills that they could glean would be real world and technical, certainly. But something that speaks to the latter, to your second question, I should say, in addition to that, is that we tend to be able to, when we expose people to what an electric co-op is and the virtues of service, again, we're good jobs in rural areas. If we expose them to what we do, we are able to show them about who we are. And we can often win people, especially younger people, who want purpose in what they do, because we have an incredible purpose as part of our organization. So I think that those internship programs will provide well-rounded opportunities for them, but allow us to expose, who we are. And we've done this for a long time. When you think about classically what a co-op student is, you think of an engineering student that comes to the utility and learns more about engineering, is mentored. The same thing can happen with this and through the Pivot Act, I believe. And so we're excited about that.
So have you found that keeping those individuals, what would be your perspective on that, retaining good quality?
So in terms of trying to retain those individuals, again, I think that there's something to be said for the virtue of our mission and purpose. But understanding what the market is demanding from the standpoint of salary and benefits, we have to do our best to get those right, and that's a challenge that we have. So we look to any suggestions that others have in that regard, but it's something that we're working very hard to do. And again, we collaborate so well within the cooperative community. These are conversations we're having routinely. Today at MTE, we're having a meeting with a number of TVA, electric cooperatives, and municipal systems talking about this very issue too. So it's something we're serious about, but it's a bigger issue than we are. So we're happy to have conversations and get advice from others.
Thank you so much, and my time's up, so I yield.